Okay, we've got a giga stacked mate here. Look at the ranks of these guys. And as we can see, as the skill goes up, so too does the speed of picking the classes. Usually we start these pre-made replays like 10 minutes in. It takes them that long to pick. But here it's only 1:30. Complete lie though, because this was actually a game they had to remake after spending about 20 minutes picking classes and bands. And then someone disconnected, so they had to remake the lobby. But looks like we've got who on Zerg? We've got Stardock to Million on Zerg. And they may be picking Glevig Thackrus, unless they decide to change, we'll see. Pretty interesting team comp from the Survivors. They have 2 builders, which is kind of risky unless they go real heavy on map control. But if they're going up against Thackrus Greg, that might be a hard time. Because it means they will have to go all map control, no basing. No basing. I guess Spirit's not terrible into a Thackrus base. But we'll see what they choose to do, I guess. So they do look in a Thackrus Glevig. We see these guys sitting outside a mid. Should be some big communication going on. So it looks like they're all splitting up to get all 4 sides. Slenders will be a bit slow, but they'll get there. Sitting on the high ground, interestingly. Instead of going low ground and maybe teleport to get them up. But what does Glevig start? Probably... Oh, Infestor not scan. That's interesting. And this is after the Infestor patch, so we see the little baby Infestor there. Until it gets leveled up, potentially. Thackrus, no skill yet. Hoping to see maybe scan or plague. I'm a fan of scan start, but I do have to respect plague. Not so much versus this team comp, I guess. Mostly versus the engineer. That being said, yeah, we see it there going out. It is pretty annoying for the Artanis. You know, the more I see of Thackrus play start, the more I do respect it. I mean, I've played against it as well, and it is real fucking annoying if you have like a Stalker start on any class like Slenders or Artanis. See the health and shields just go to 0-1. Very annoying. Where's this guy heading off to? Just downwards. He might find the Nexus. It's not going to do much unless he gets it before the Mothership core comes out. Yeah, he does. That's kind of unfortunate, but I mean, it's not a big deal for Artanis. How are these guys doing? We see Engineer getting a bit of farm, using that factory to tank to buy time for the mines to get some gas. We already have the Swan building... Oh, nice little corner eco up there. Swan building some turrets. Where's his eco? It's just over here in the corner. Said Spirit too. This will be big for Spirit. This was, I believe, after the Spirit market changes, so they should give not random income now, just standard amount of income depending on how much you put in. I mean, it goes up to 600 there and then plus 56. So yeah, standard income. So yeah, just standard linear income. You can back in on Thackrus on the left side. He's about to find this engineer. I mean, he could play that, but it's already almost down to 1 health. I just realized it's Starduck on Hunter to Million on Glevig. Wonder why these guys pick that, because Glevig, I mean, Tamilian is definitely more of a Hunter main, whereas Starduck, I'm not too sure which one he mains. It's been a while since he used to play a lot, and he's kind of somewhat recently come back to playing the game. He used to be a very good player, still quite fucking good, and it will not take him long, I imagine, to get back up to the standard he used to play at. But I feel like I remember him being a defender main more than Hunter, so it's interesting they decide to pick this. Definitely Tamilian is more of a Hunter player. See this play coming out. We'll speed things up. Hopefully don't spawn Lings. He does spawn Lings. Might fit a bit. Not really though. They don't have much in the way of health there. We see the Spirit market. I mean, he's at 1.3k already. The linear eco change, I feel it's nice, but I think it's still really fucking fast. So it might be a scary Spirit we see. Little corner, well, not really corner eco here. It's mostly just a defended eco from the Shirk. See Artanis there as well, kind of happens to also be defended by Shirk, which is nice. You cannot clear Shirk eco without tier 2 units or Hunter. Even if you send like fucking F2 of a Ling Ball, I mean, you're going to make them salvage, but they're going to get like fucking level 5 of their crazy feed and then just re-eco in the same spot. So we might have to see our Hunter walk down to that. What level is the Hunter, by the way? Well, they're almost level 2. Interesting tech placement from the Prophet. I wonder if this was placed before or after the Swan turret got placed. Maybe Swan trolling a little bit there, greedy for that gas. This should get found. Hammer having to defend the eco a little bit to try and get off the ground. No pun intended with the lift off. I mean, just to get it the ball rolling. It does get full salvage out, even on the tech labs, I believe. That's actually big. That's really big. I thought maybe a plague plus sling spam would get 1 factory there, since he didn't lift off. It actually went down well. Actually, if he lifted off, he would have been in a fuck position, wouldn't he? Because he'd get plagued, he'd maybe place it up here, a random ling would just kill it. So yeah, good call on that. I probably would have lifted off and fucked my eco. No way our tennis dies here. He might lose a Stalker still, even though it didn't get slimed or anything. Still might lose it. I wonder how much the Hunter is focusing on trying to kill it. Not much, which is good. That's what you like to see. Still putting patrols up around the map as he just kind of AFK lets his Hunter piss off some of the survivors. This might get... Nah, it's not going to get cleared by Lingball, but it might get found. He might have to defend it and have it revealed. 3 ecos in a row here getting found. I'm going to have to 3 salvage, although the Swan eco is mostly just a mini one. But that's very annoying for survivors. Not much going on top left or top right, actually, interestingly enough. Or bot left. They're mostly around the bot mid and mid right of the map. This is actually kind of not great for survivors. You'd like to see more of an even spread. Nah, there's no way. This guy's a fucking monkey. Alright, let's see how Monkey Rua decide to pull out a death. Okay, we see Random Link coming in, stops the cannon production. He's still putting stuff in the market instead of pulling it out. I feel like that's a bit greedy, I guess. You kind of want to pull it out because they were hitting the pylons, so they're probably going to run back to the pylon. Now they have both pylons, so it depowers this. Oh my god, he's gonna... Bro, this guy, tell me this guy doesn't deserve to get like thrown in a volcano or like frozen in a big block of ice for a few months. Like that is actually just pure fucking evil that he managed to do that in a pre-made with a lineup like this. He is a fucking Masters player and he just did that. Like this guy isn't new. This guy hasn't played a couple of games of Kerrigan Survival. This guy has played fucking hundreds, if not thousands of games and just did that on Spirit. I mean, Spirit's a hard class. What can I say? Poor guy. Fucking hell. Monkey Ruin managed to pull out a death and fucking 8 minutes in this pre-made. What a bastard. Alright, where's the fucking Thackrus heading off to? This guy got Slime level 2. We see Scan level 2 on Glevig. They will soon be level 3. Get this off my screen. Get this playlist off my screen. I don't want to be reminded that they have a ghost in this pre-made already. Let alone a spirit ghost. Oh, Explosive Ward does not go elf. That is a bit rough. Could have been some nice gas for the Prophet, but he would have been looking at other stuff. Heavy mode. Oh my god, look at the mini-map. They're all but right. There's no way they do this to me. They're just all gonna get, they're down a player 8 minutes in, they're gonna just have a Thackrus run and clear out all their eco in one place. At least Celendus has some stuff up here. Stuff here as well. Their eco's looking real solid. Stuff here as well. Their eco's looking fucking fat. Celendus is actually incredibly ahead. Yeah, this guy's just gonna head to 5 ecos at once. How much is it? We see the Prophet. I'm gonna count that as Prophet eco. Schlurk, Artanis, Swan. I guess only 4. I guess it's not so bad. We do have a Sergeant Hammer over here as well. Maybe it'll be a pentacle of eco being picked up here by the Zerg. I don't even want to watch it. Sickening. How's the Defender doing? They pick up the Bile. Creeper's looking fucky actually. Creeper's like almost hitting the edge of the map on the left and the bot side. What does the Thackrus get? Thackrus gets recall. Yep, standard. So he's going to plague that. He might even just recall. Actually, there's no energy. He can eat a Ling. He might recall out here. He might, I mean, he's probably going to clear this outpost and recall maybe, not knowing that this is here. Ah, very nice. He does actually scout this first. I wonder if he still recalls. Like, he's got 2 annoying ass survivors, or supports rather, sitting on top of him. Schlurk and Prophet. He should know that the Schlurk has probably rebuilt the eco, like, over here or something. And as we see, it is rebuilt here. Like, you just build it on top of where it just got cleared. On top where your hero is, so hard to shut down. Takes pretty much the Hunter sitting on top of you. All you can really do is make them salvage a few times. Yeah, they rebuild. Just make them salvage a few times until you get roaches. And then roaches, if you spam enough, can clear that eco. Or piggers. Still, you have to make a pretty large ball of them because they are not bad at killing those units either. It's like just a disgusting class. We see he's going up to some more ecos. Didn't even need to use recall. He just walked away from the supports because... Look at creep, it's so good. He might pick up a... No infester, but he's going to pick up a bit of creep at least. It's almost cut right, left, and bot side. Not so much top, but 12 minutes in a pre-made of this level, no creep harass. It's just like... I mean, we see a little bit going on. Thank God the Spirit has sacrificed himself to become a creep harasser. Can't do that as Spirit. It's just a good move, honestly. Do we have Plague Up? We do have Plague Up. Can you please plague those starports? He does not, sadly. Celendus, I mean, had to salvage some eco, but he's still in a fucking good position. Yeah, I think, as I was about to say, I think the Celendus should be doing a lot of the creep push, actually, and he's doing a good job up here. How are we doing on the right side? Thackrus getting back down, potentially. Ah, scans. No, he doesn't scan that. They scanned down here. Fucking with the hammer. who doesn't have much eco actually. Hammer's quite behind eco-wise. This guy just hitting back down to bot mid. I mean, he should know that the Schlurk eco is down here at least. They did manage to miss the Artanis eco, which is big. Slender's getting somewhat untouched. He has a sentry here, so if they go to send a Ling Ball, he's just going to sentry that and probably warp in Stalkers. Sentry force field, that is. He doesn't have it over here, but he does have Stalkers. Doesn't have it over here, but it's kind of hidden in a mini eco. Where's this Thackrus off to? He actually recalls before he reaches the bot side of the map where the ecos were. Oh, big mistake. Jumps on top of some engineer production and a little bit of eco too. He might actually full clear it. Engineer slow to react to it. Yeah, he clears all of that. Big thing is getting the production here. That Chrono Starport definitely nice though. But it means he's going to have a hard time reclaiming any control on the left side of the map. The entire Survivor team is, because as we look, they're still on the right side, and bot mid is almost cut off. I do like that the Hammer, a bit restricted on eco, is going for more of a cheap hero push. No using units, but at least he can still support the team. And he is kind of uncutting the bot side of the map. Artanis pushing a bit on the right side of the map. The Selena's still doing a bit of work on the top side. They're actually doing a great job. We're looking at the same amount of creep Zerg had about 12 minutes in, and it's been 3 minutes past that. So the survivors have actually done a good job on picking up some creep rest to stop this, but the Schlurk dies actually. Gotta check that. I was too enamored by the creep. The creep rest, the good coordination. Where does the Schlurk die? So we see he's up here. Should die in like 20 seconds, I guess. We'll fast forward a bit. Oh my god. Greg cannot just solo kill this, can he? Like, Hunter needs to be nearby. I guess we'll look from his point of view. Maybe he was looking away even. So he's looking at his eco, but he's not completely, like, focused on eco. He's still looking back at his hero. He does get... Oh my god, he does just get solo killed by Greg and happens to reveal the Slendest eco too. That... Did he just get caught out by, like, a 2-range Zerg early on? No, there's still 1 range. He just got fucking gunned down like it was nothing. That is bad. That is real bad, actually, for survivors. That loses them a lot of the control on the, well, wherever Schlurk is. There's a huge amount of control against anti-unit and a potential for eco to be protected. So now that takes that away. Bot's still quite untouched though. We've still got the wall down here as well if someone wants to eco behind it. Artanis is defending the eco. We see the salvage coming out top. Artanis defending the cloaked eco. The Zerg know it's there. It's not a common spot to path check, so they might still not know despite the Stalkers being there. This does all get cleared up pretty fast, so yeah, the bile is quite nice with those roachlings. It does make, early on at least, it very easy to clear small pushes like that. Okay, most of the Artanis eco gets found but then salvaged. I think he got all if not most of it, or most if not all of it out, rather. This guy might go down to see the Hammer eco as well. All he needs to do is step up that ramp and he should see it. There we go. So that'll get found. Oh, we're still in a fog of war anyway. So that will get cleared out. How's this eco up here going? It's still up. Let's look at the survivor point of view. I mean, it's looking pretty dark, isn't it, actually? It's looking real dark. See some mothership eco coming out. This guy's like, fuck it, I don't feel like placing buildings. I'm just going to make mothership eco. So it's very safe, but not efficient. And the Thackrus commonly gets Hydras. So it's also not very safe in the sense that units can't hit it. So usually it's safe, but it is 18 minutes in, which is a pretty common timing for tier 2. Usually 16 or 15 to 16 minutes is a Thackrus. So 18 minutes, Thackrus has big eco for not going tier 2 yet, but he likely will get Hydras. And that means that not only the motherships are in danger, but so is the engineer eco. And really any eco. I mean, Plague plus Hydras is very good at sniping stuff. Does the Hammer go down here even? Or does the Geek go down here even? Very low health, 3 survivors over here, or 2 I guess. Just 2 tanks. But there's no units up here. We see a few lings trickling in. They're trying to control some units. Thackrus behind them. They just keep going. The tank picked up the shield. Did he pick up the speed? No, just the shield. Hasn't full committed to trying to stay alive. He knows he should be safe enough with the shield. And the engineer actually makes it out, which is massive. How's the Slendest doing? I feel like the Slendest, yep, that was what I was going to say, has got to be the big one putting on pressure here. Their eco has been relatively untouched this game, or it's not fair to say, they've salvaged maybe 3 or 4 times, but they, compared to the rest of the team, have a lot going for them. Doing a good job at pushing back creep, even hitting mid a little bit, forcing the defender to come back. We see Plague on the mothership. It's going to be rough as Hydras do come out. So although they may not hit them now, they're always going to be a lot more vulnerable since they do not have any ability to be repaired or health regen without a teammate to do it. Perhaps we see that Ghost coming in to save the motherships, but it's a lot of time he has to spend on repairing if he does. Recalls actually over to Creep. However, Zerg also recalls. He heads up here, might head to this eco. Definitely does. I mean, the map is looking fucking dark for survivors. But the creep push has kind of gone well, and it should only ramp up. Like, these guys are slowly having to salvage and rebuild, and it is slowing them down, but I feel like nothing is getting full shut down enough to the point that survivors are out of the game yet. They could still absolutely push this mid, especially with the top side so vulnerable. They could actually fairly easily hit eco. Two groups of stalkers, the Artanis and Slender stalkers coming in here. You might head up to this. It's more so a production area than it is eco though. But if you get some on the science facility, that's nice. Roach is hitting some more production. These sneaking up top. Yeah, he's slowing down a lot of the production. We see from the survivors, they do not have the ability to build on the bot left side of the map. They just lost all of their ability to build on the bot right side of the map with those factories going down. Mid left is Slender, so they can build some stuff there. Top left, the science facility did get out to make an SCV, although the factories are up here too. It's mostly top right though. Are they thinking about basing this Glevic Thackrus? Where's the Thackrus right now? He's heading to the mid left, which nothing except the Slender's hero really is. So if he gets on top of the Slender's hero, it could be a death if not for a fast recall. The Slender sees it, so he should have time to react. He does recall good. Picks up a few stalkers, so if they're paying attention, the units might hit. And actually, where did he recall? He recalled up there. Okay, no units up here to really reveal where the Slender's recalled. No Zerglings, that is. Although, Thackrus TP's up here anyway, he has a feeling. He does see some stuff on the minimap. Catches a bit of an Artanis wave as he goes for it. It's kind of nice. We see the Immortals from the Artanis, which is great versus Glevic. Glevic, who still has the armored tag, which means the Immortals deal double damage to her, or him. But the Thackrus does not, so Thackrus can actually combat these well. However, he just runs past. I mean, Glevic should realistically be able to handle these fairly well anyway. It is not a large amount of Immortals. Just some Roaches and Lings will deal with it. While Thackrus finds this pseudo base. I wouldn't really call it a base. They're not defending it, and they can't defend it versus Thackrus. Thackrus is about to hit level 8. He doesn't have one level in Darksworn actually. He get it now, which he should, considering he's seeing a large amount of structures in one place basically. That's about it. Like, he could get another level in Plague or I feel like at least one level in Darksworn by level 8 kind of necessary. He's kind of split all his skill points actually. He will take these out. Pretty big deal. Quite a bit of eco, and it means that the engineer can't get the buildings down here to rebuild stuff, although we happen to see that engineer's down here anyway. He's sending buildings down here too. A bit too busy trying to keep his hero alive to worry about where these land. A bit unfortunate for him. Slendus, I don't think, can save him here. Like, he has nowhere to go. He can't head down the bot side. All Thackrus needs to do is sit here while Glevic makes units from here and sends them up. My god, he just threads the needle though. Like, Thackrus goes downwards. He does not sit up here. Thackrus goes downwards, lets him get out. The Lings are going to kill him. Lings, Micro the Hydras to the left. Micro Hydras up. Oh my god, they're too slow on it. He gets out, I think. Micro Hydras to the left. Just Micro Hydras, bro. Oh my god, Zerg fucking fumbled that spectacularly. Oh, they could still get... Nah, I mean, it's just nothing here. He just goes to the left. That's a huge fuck up by Zerg. You see, Zerg's actually kind of feeling like, I'm going to eco down bot left because I'm worried about losing mid. Because they are losing mid. Imagine if they killed Engie there. All these Diamondbacks just gone. They could defend us so much easier. They're actually losing all their fucking eco. Now, Thackrus does run into what's going on up here, but the survivors are not dumb. They know they can't just try and set up and defend a base versus Thackrus. They need to try and keep map control. They need to keep trying to run around the map. And that is what they're doing. They can kind of mini base in a way that defends from any unit sent, but as soon as Hunter comes, they have to abandon and run. And that's why they are not holding on to this, and they're not really placing all their heroes in one spot because it's not safe. So they're still running around the map. Meanwhile, they're hitting mid in an incredible way. They've cleared out so much of it, so much of the creep on the map gone. Still see little bits around the map like bot left and bot right. Although Slendus looks to be thinking about cutting this off. We see that some of the starports survived, which means he can make SCVs from the starports, which can make factories, which can make Diamondbacks, so we'll be able to push from that side of the map as well. Bot left is pretty much non-existent for survivors when it comes to unit production. However, it is being secured by the Swan. So if someone does get down there, they're going to have an easy time setting up unit production to stage a pushing from that side of the map as well. Thackrus recalls to bot right. Worried about the Slenders, rightfully so. Slenders actually sets up eco here too. Meanwhile, this push, I mean, Artanis is going fucking big on the push. He's got Immortal Reaver, such an expensive army. Oh my god, Glivig TPs into the Immortals. Not what you want to do. In fact, Artanis could have walked up and just Radiance Aura'd and probably dropped them down to like 25k health. That was a huge mistake by Glivig. So much unnecessary damage taken there. I know they are desperate to keep this eco alive, but just spam Lings. I know it sucks versus 2 Reavers. 2 Reavers is not enough to clear Ling plus Roach spam. It's just necessary. Lost so much health there. That was probably like 15k health going down. Thackrus clearing out what is left of the bot right. Oh my god, one factory stays out though. It's like a fucking cancerous tumor left over that can just... Okay, mass armies is what I was going to say. But no, it does go down, thank god. We see Swan still the only one on the pretty much entire left side of the map. But at least he has secured it for the survivors and kept it dark for the Zerg. As we look from Zerg point of view, they don't know what's going on the left side of the map other than all the outposts. Huge amount of outposts actually. And they do not really have the resource luxury in the form of APM to go and Ling Ball and clear it all. So we see some Stalkers coming out. We see unit production from the NG on the left side. I'd love to see this guy just build SCVs and run them along the left side of the map down to bot left, because they can make it. Like Swan has pretty much set up a huge defense on the entire left-hand side of the map. They can just make SCVs safe to run anywhere. Where's the Artanis meanwhile? He is still pushing mid. Like this guy is just a thorn in Glivig's side. This, like, Glivig has to constantly spend so much attention on trying to keep this Artanis back, while he just pretty much ecos or ticks outside of the mid really. His eco, I think, is still almost entirely in motherships, just patrolled over here. Huge amount. Where's this Thackrus off to? He's heading to the right side. It's been looking kind of grim for Zerg, but they are level 10 and they are kind of reclaiming the right side of the map. Left side's super empty for them, but super empty for survivors too, outside of just outposts. Again, another pseudo base. We see one hero is in it, so it's definitely worth breaking other than just making the survivors salvage. So Zerg sends the hero up. They don't have Dark Swarm, which means they actually can't easily break this. They need one level of Dark Swarm. And then any units you spawn are just going to have a hard time dying, which is pretty big when you're breaking a defensible position. Like, he would have broken through this so easy with just one level of Dark Swarm and one less level of Plague. Prophet being like, feeling confident, feeling like he can bully the hunter now, and as long as he's around cliff levels, he can. If he gets slimed out in the open, he will just get ran underneath, auto-spawn Hydras under, and die. As long as he can dance around cliff levels, get away from Thackrus being able to stay underneath him, he should be fine. Plague comes out on 2 Hellbats, definitely not worth it, but at least he makes it on top of the eco. The defenders still trying their best to defend this push. We see multi-side push still going on, although it's died off a lot. Now it's actually a huge bully units coming from left side. We're seeing, I was going to say motherships used for vision, but it just happens to be eco patrolling there. Recall comes out to try and stop this push. Still no Dark Swarm, kind of pissing me off here. We see eco actually coming down bot right as well. It is being hit though. The Zerg eco trying to be snuck out even more. Top left still, or bot left rather, is still pretty much untouched. Again, survivors have not capitalized on the fact that Swan has secured an entire side of the map for them. Huge miscommunication from the survivors to not build some unit production down there. We see Thackrus recalling up here just to clear all this again. Probably going to head back straight to top right, because that is pretty much all they have. They do have bot right somewhat, mid right, bot right, and it would be nice to clear up, but really 90% of the survivor team are just making eco top left and top right when they have an entire other 2 or 3 sides of the map they could easily be ecoing on. Like, they have mid left, they have, I guess there's a bit mid left, but they have mid left, they have bot left, they have bot mid, which is a bit more risky. They could try and clear some bot right and go for that. They could make more on mid right. It's just, they're not utilizing so much of the map. He might get a plague on this. Nah, I think these get out, unless he's going to commit so much time to trying to clear them, while they just happen to build up top right still. Odin's coming out even. Probably going to sit on top of himself for a bit while he keeps pushing with Diamondbacks. He's still at a lot of risk of Thackrus getting on top of him and killing him. It's a 33-minute game at the moment, which means Thackrus for sure has Kerrigan move speed, and he's very high level, very fast. Let's check his move speed, actually. So he's sitting on 3.39. Does he not have Kerrigan move speed? Where the fuck is their upgrade structure? Oh my god, they don't have Kerrigan speed. How fucked have these guys been for eco? Okay, never mind. Well, he's not as fast as he should be, but... Oh my... I guess they've just been so mineral stuff trying to spam units to defend. Even Thackrus spamming units to try and keep up with pushing bases when he could just be dark swarming usually. He finally does get it at level 12 at least, or level 11 he got it. How are we doing over here? Still nothing on the left side of the map other than outposts. Kind of crazy. Like, obviously a little bit eco here, but that's it. Is there even engineer production from here? There's not. He could make it with SCVs, but there's not. It's just, I feel like so much missed opportunity from the survivors, but they are still whittling him down. The miss on the cloud is huge here because Prophet is pretty much just sitting on top of him doing damage over time. Like, can we look at how much damage the survivors have done? We see Tannis with 40k with his non-stop fucking constant push mid with Immortals, which are really good versus the Glivik hero. And then the Prophet is sitting on 16k, which should only go up. He is just bullying the Thackrus. He's going to make it back to top right. I feel like at this point, he just doesn't have the income. So even though he's a level almost 13 Thackrus with these spells, huge spells, to break a base, he doesn't have the health count or the resources to break through this. Well, Glivik is still getting pushed. He's getting pushed bot left as well. Great multitasking by the survivors. They're holding this choke as desperately as possible. Just keep a bit of eco alive. Keep the survivor heroes alive while they push back all this creep. Hitting mid, hitting bot right, hitting bot left. Creep cut off from pretty much all of bot right except the corner. Creep almost cut off from bot left. Creep push back everywhere else as well. Thackrus has headed off. He's recalled mid to try and defend. But I feel like they can't win this as a defense game. They can't defend from the survivors. Too many survivors alive. We see only 2 dead survivors. They are for sure going to get overwhelmed in resources and APM. Massive size vessels coming through. I think they were built to try and clear out any Hydra balls that were built, but they're just sending it mid to maybe fucking, I don't know, for vision. I think he just F2'd and isn't microing it, which is a mistake, but maybe he's also trying to fuck with Glivik. Oh my god, huge Artanis ball in here. He uses one aura, he doesn't have the energy for the other aura, but the defense giving him enough defense, enough damage reduction to just clear out Glivik. Really surprising outcome, actually. It was looking so good for Zerg in the mid game, but they just lost so much map control. Well played to the survivors.